Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Hello, Lena. Hello, Date6. How are both of you? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good time. Welcome to Delta Force Fog Ops. Delta Force Fog Ops. Oh, God. Yeah. It's time for Delta Force Hog Ops, aka a lot of people describe this one as being a quote-unquote battlefield killer, a term that has been lodged around a bunch of times over the past years. And it never really has materialized now that I think about it. It's kind of funny that this, never truly happened. But I'm going to be honest, this might be the one. This might actually be the one that gets the closest. So basically, rough overview thing. What is this game? Okay, actually, what is this game not? So this game kind of wants to be everything. It wants to be like the big revival, basically Tencent's Call of Duty. And for that they basically got the Delta Force license. The devs say they're big Delta Force fans and like lol LMAO. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, Lena. You're right. It was basically like a really hardcore tactical shooter series, and this isn't that. It is very much so not that. This is basically their attempt at, well, their all game. Like, everything is in this game. Everything. So what do you have? And this is getting interesting. This is getting some interesting positions, by the way. So this overview of having 3 modes probably it makes you think like, okay, what are those? So the first one is an extraction game. Yeah. So again, the tactical turmoil is in the extraction game mode. So, like, basically the same thing that, Escape from Tarkov is, that Hazard Zone and Battlefield try to be, that DMZ and Call of Duty try to be, you know that kind of game mode. That's that. Havoc Warfare is, it's Battlefield. And if you're wondering, oh, is it one of those Battlefield-like games that, has, a little more tactical shooter side, which, I thought it was because it's Delta Force, aka, a tactical realism shooter. No! This is Battlefield in structure. Like, I think it's running on Unreal Engine 4. Will be on 5 later. It even has destructible environments. And then there's a campaign. That Beta is an extraction game, yes. And you know what? We get to this campaign because it is very interesting. But we're here for Havoc Warfare because I ain't gonna play an extraction mode. They literally have an attack defense mode. That is the thing you play in this alpha. It's breakthrough. It quite literally is breakthrough. You have 2 flags you have to capture per sector. Then it moves to the next sector. It's fucking breakthrough. Well, if we're continuing with this,
I got your back, your front, the whole meat sack.
You have specialists. Interesting that a lot of people are now like, ooh, this is so interesting because they hated them in 2042. Frankly, in attack and defense mode, I think they generally work better, and they do quote unquote more, but But let's just take a look. Like, this one is just worse Falk. Like, it's a healing pistol. It's Falk, but they made, you know, German grandma gruff guy. Sorry, that's worse Falk. And like, oh, smokescreen stuff. Yeah, I mean, they could have done better, but like, Falk can also do smoke, so you know. .2042 is more open now with build quality and all. Lol.
Have a shot of this, mate.
Then you have someone
555.
with an exoskeleton, because I guess that's a thing.
By the time y'all look up, it'll be too late.
Why do you all... Well, you know, defensive person, you know, that they have, that's a, you know, bit more, you know, unique, you know. Do you see they all have, what's it called? Traits. But basically they're way more, non-flexible than,
I can fix you.
quote-unquote, Battlefield. Like, in Battlefield, it's, wrist-mounted guns and sonic drones. Oh yeah, we get to that. It's like, you know, the best comparison I can make is actually Dirty Bomb, as in, you have a fixed loadout, and that's it. Like, it is even more, like, I think you can take one gadget with you, but it is way more restricted than Battlefield. Oh yeah, you also have a detection arrow.
Die like the rest.
And the electric arrow. She's hot at least. So, you know, at least, you know, I guess in Valorant it was on a shitty guy, now it's on a hot girl. That's an improvement. Thank you, Delta Force Hawk Ops. Valorant fans are angry, but what would they do? Type furiously? Please, they won't leave their house to even do anything. Yeah. Signal stuff, hacking. Also, hot girl. I mean, it's not hard to get me with hot girls, you know? But that's that. So, now we get to an interesting part, though. Basically, yeah, you do have your loadouts. Interesting part, by the way. Fuck off. Tactical crop top. I know, I mean, let's just be real, she's hot, and I wish I could unlock her, but fuck. They all have that. You realize this game comes from China? Really, it's obvious it comes from China. Like, let me tell you, they're hot in terms of tactical, cool hot, but like, A24 kind of had a better design in terms of women. I don't know. So basically one of the big things is that you only have 5 loadouts. Now, important thing is, you can't change or adapt your gun, like, at all. You can't change anything inside of the game. Yeah, okay, she has a respawn beacon, and a laser pointer, like, I mean, you know where this one was taken from, right? It's kind of obvious. So, so you only have those, and again, you can't change them. This is the car 15, payday expenditure first. I don't know, maybe, I guess. So you're now getting to another interesting part, because, let's just give her some other stuff, like like so, and I guess shotgun maybe. Also, let's just look into, let's just show this one around a bit. So, as you can see, you can do a lot. This is probably the most bonkers gun designer I have seen ever. Really? By the way, it's wild. It's the old one, but we get. Yeah, I mean that's an interesting idea, but even then, maybe they are doing a crossover one day. Who knows? Maybe you know, Overkill gets desperate. Who knows? Like, look at this. You can put mag mounts on the magazine. Like, the fuck is going on here? And also, it's kind of interesting that this is the old gun, but we will get to that, you know? Also, an interesting thing, very interesting thing actually, is that, yeah. You can even calibrate them, but like, I have no clue what this means, so nope. But yeah, one of the main things is that, and this is where it gets kind of interesting. So if you now switch to, for example, him, you suddenly realize, wait, those are different weapons. And yeah, every operator seems to have their own set of weapons to unlock and use. And it's not, you know, like, you know, in Battlefield where you're like, oh, this class can use these guns, or, you know, these classes maybe have bonuses with these guns, or like Call of Duty where all of them have all of them. It's literally per person. Also, yeah, look at this. Definitely not something we have seen in a certain other game. And yeah, Assault guy has different ones. Oh yeah, you know what? It can get ludicrous. Look at this shit. You can select the individual hand guards. Like, the fuck? I mean, to a degree it is impressive. To a degree, I'd say. It's just... what? And fun fact, you still have the good old wooden AK. Or an SKS. Like, here's the thing. I am not that, like... I feel like the thing with these modern games is like when you put it on modern guns, it kind of feels off. If you overtune like an old one, like this one, where they still have to put it up here, then it gets actually interesting because, you know, you're making an AK cursed. Yeah, we have some. Also, the names. Can we just talk about them for a second? We have Kai Silva, Roy Smee, Terry Musa. Okay, Luna Kim. Okay, you know what? The Chinese names actually sound normal, because I mean, it's just kind of interesting what a Chinese dev thought. Like, yep, those are normal names for normal Western people. Also, as you can see, you can change some stuff. There's ammo and med crate, but like, you don't need anything else than ammo. Also, yeah, ammo and med crate. Huh. I guess where they have... I wonder where they have that from. Oh yeah, also, if you're wondering, Yes, they also copied the armor plates from 2042. You know, the thing that everyone hates and wants gone. Okay, this is actually the funniest bit because, like, you could say, oh, the grenade launchers, like, fight with different stuff. That, like, the grenade launcher is in Battlefield 2042, but, like, only with, like, I think, explosive grenades and not EMP ones. So, like, they could have done that, but, you know, like, everyone was pissed and still says they should just remove armor plates from 2042 for a good reason. They do not fit this kind of game. But like, it is so funny they slapped this thing in, something they, you know, that in 2042 they, like over a year ago, they specifically made a thing every assault character has. So you know it gets used. But yeah, the thing is, in general, this right here is way more Black Ops 4, ironically. Not, like, yeah, you know, it's like the guns are from Modern Warfare 2019. The whole specialist system, you know, with this, like, specialists are, like, basically straight ripped from Black Ops 4 with, you know, ideas from, like, with designs from stuff like Valorant and Co. and, you know, Overwatch. And yeah. And the gameplay is, well, it's breakthrough. Let's just get into that. Also, we have some vehicles, as you can see.
Someone's about to get shafted.
Ah, yes, Ewigkeit. Oh, also this map. We're gonna have it. We're gonna have a talk about that. Yes. Okay. Hello? Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Hold this ground and make enemies beg.
Yeah, this is a beach landing. If ironically not being really a beach landing. I mean, you know what, you could say that.
Well, I guess I'm the lucky one. Swap it back. Nice shot, mate. Hey, I can handle myself.
Go. Oh. You know what this reminds me more of?
Nice shot, mate.
Iwo Jima.
You're lucky to have me.
especially because you're also, you know, storming a mountain in a way less cool way, but like,
Objective Alpha 1 is under attack.
if this is too loud, just say. Oh yeah, you're also getting medals. Literally combat capture, logistics, intellect. It is fucking, it's just ripped straight from Battlefield. And that's the thing. Like, I mean, the movement I'd say is more Call of
We'll
Duty
make
Modern
another
Warfare.
stand here. Hold the objectives and we won't begin. Alpha 1
And the
has been
shooting also is
compromised.
more. But like, that's fine, I'd say. I mean,
Enemy has fully taken Sector Alpha.
you're feeling the tactical gameplay here, right? Yeah. The specialists are ripped from basically Black Ops 4 / you know, other titles. The gun movement and guns, Modern Warfare 19. The game mode basically directly
Defend
from
the objectives. Do not
Battlefield.
let them take this sector.
But also, and this is kind of interesting. But yeah, vehicle supply stations. You know, Battlefield 5 had that. Which is just wild to see again. Like, I played this game before today, and, like, they even have, oh hey, target gets marked and you get more XP system a la Homefront. It is wild seeing all of this just mashed together, because this is the thing. I know some are currently out there saying this is, you know, this is what Battlefield hasn't done in years, but like, let me be very blunt here. This game does a lot of things right, very right indeed, you know, from a purely, you know, technical and really even design right. And it feels off. It feels extremely off. It's good. Like, again, it doesn't do a lot of things wrong. It is, to a degree, funny to see how people are now saying this one is the thing, when, you know, many of the same design decisions, like, again, the whole specialist thing and everything was fucking slammed in 2042.
Hold this ground and make the enemy pay.
And just to
We
be
lost
clear here, this
control
one is
of
gonna
our
be
objective.
this one is gonna be a free-to-play game, so you know, especially with the whole thing that guns
Bravo 2.
are locked per operator, they're definitely gonna use that to be like, oh, you want to use the new guns? Buy the new operators. I almost guarantee that.
Bravo
I mean,
1
I like the
has been
you know,
lost.
sonar stuff. Those are actually things I wish they would have also put into 2024, but like, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I say this game feels off, it's like a lot of small details that just you expect aren't in this should be in this game. And even then the execution is just weird. Because as I said, this map is basically Iwo Jima at home. Because, like, it fucking is. And the irony is, if you look at this, yeah, oh hey, you have a beachhead. you know, you have to fight during, like, literally you have to fight in
The
there.
enemy is
You have, like,
strong,
a
but
base,
this
and then
territory
you ascend
must
towards,
remain ours.
a tunnel sector, and then a base. So here's the thing. Take a wild guess what's the difference between Iwo Jima and this map is. I'll give you a second. Just make a wild guess.
Defend the objectives. Do not let them take this sector. Enemy assaulting one of our objectives.
The answer is simple. They just have boats to drive up here, you know, aboard, and then just run up. Iwo Jima has the first sector here. You have to come from here, land on the beach, secure the beach, then you get to move forward. It's a small thing, but like, it's kind of wild how this is a quote-unquote beach landing, but neither has beach landing boats, has, you know, amphibious tanks.
Defend the objectives.
Just
Do not
nothing
let them take this
Battlefield
sector.
just had during those games. And like, here's the thing.
Starting
Yes.
to attack enemy's position.
Battlefield also just kind of under-delivered on, you know, the beach landing and a lot of times over the last year. I mean, 2042 has no beach landing. I mean, okay, stop. They have no shark canals, but that's a remake from Battlefield 3. Yeah, it is. And the weird thing is just this. I do not know why it feels off. Oh god. Not sure it's great, honestly. Still plays amazingly, in my opinion. I think the biggest missed opportunity was just that they really never made another beach landing, because that's the thing, you know? Battlefield 5 also didn't have beach landings at the start. I think 5 had some really good, oh yeah, they also have zip lines, obviously. They had some really good maps, but like, they were good for farming, not much else. Yeah, but like, honestly, I played so much, you know, Rush on Battlefield during Battlefield 3 times.
Defend the objectives.
Oh yeah.
Do not let
Also,
them take this sector.
there isn't even an assault upwards. You have to move yourself. Like, sure, this makes it balanced, but like, again, if you look at, you know, a good Battlefield map, you know, a good beach landing map, like Nosha, like Kark, like Iwo Jima.
Strategic beacon ready to deploy.
They all had these moments where you actually had to do the thing yourself. Like, in Iwo Jima and 5, you actually had to storm... You actually had to storm the, you know, caves yourself. You had to move yourself into there. Oh yeah, you have, the healer makes smoke walls, like, yeah, they're just straight to things from Valorant now. That's just a thing in this game, I guess. Because that's the you know? When I point to things and say, this is from there, this is from there, this is from there, I'm not saying that, I mean this actually quite literally to a big degree. This isn't to say, again, that this game is quote-unquote bad. Again, they're ripping a lot of good things. But the one thing that really hit me, the one thing that really fucking hit me, when it just popped into my head, this game doesn't have any design. Like, okay, I should iterate on that a bit more. It has design, but it lifts every single design straight from other games.
Enemy troops assaulting objective
Like, sure,
Charlie.
still making it is still, you know, a big work. Like, the whole movement in guns feel very much to Call of Duty. I would say more Cold War than, you know, Modern Warfare.
Enemy assaulting one of our objectives.
The game mode is just straight Battlefield. Every commander and such is just, you know, you can find them in Black Ops 4, Valorant and Co.
Enemy troops assaulting objective Charlie 1.
And this is what it felt off, because like, yeah, it works.
Enemy assaulting one of our objectives.
Here's the thing. If the next Battlefield title just doesn't launch in like a, you know, in the States it does. And then also, you know, DICE doesn't need to dilly-dally around their map design because, like, here's the thing. A lot of the maps that came later are good.
Enemy troops assaulting objective Charlie 1.
The soundscape is fine, but yeah, there are better soundscapes out there.
Enemy strength is nearly intact. Mission is clear. Secure this sector.
I think the biggest problem, you know, they just had was they redesigned all their maps, and the base game maps are in 2042 were designed to, you know, be played in an extraction game mode, not a Battlefield game mode. And I think, yeah, you know, it's kind of wild. So that's just this whole thematic I have with this game. It should have everything I like, but something is missing.
This is a critical sector. Defend at all costs. Do not give them an inch.
Yeah. I mean, maybe that is still coming. I mean, you could say. Yeah, like, you know, there's a lot more stuff in the soundscape, and you know,
Charlie 2 has been captured
most
by
games,
enemy
actually.
forces.
And it's kind of interesting because, like, yeah, the thing I said is the big difference to this thing is when people are like, oh, you know, Battlefield hasn't done that in years. I'm like,
Defend the objective. Do not
You forgot
let them
Iwo
take
Jima.
this sector.
did you just fucking forget Iwo Jima? Like, I still said they should have just, you know, straight up ported like at least 2 maps from Battlefield 5 into Portal. Again, Iwo Jima was just hands down the best map they made in fucking decades. That thing is so good. I think it's different, but yeah. Yeah, I think they are there, but yeah.
Hold this ground and make the enemy pay.
They're not that loud.
The enemy is weakened, but we can't let them break through.
Yeah, also the whole squad revive, support revives thing straight from Battlefield. It's like everything is copied, and like the thing is, again,
Sorry, mate.
it's exactly what I have been saying for the whole time of 2042. I think 2042 has good maps, but the one thing that 2042 held back, 2042 maps held back from being, quote-unquote iconic, are that there is not really that one map that really feels, aside from exposure, that feels really like a unique experience. And I think that's the thing, I think 2042's gameplay would have fit extremely well onto Iwo Jima from 5, or in that sense, Pacific's, like, generally one or two Pacific maps, yeah, that's true. And
We are moving to attack Charlie 2. We must not let them take control. Defend the position with all you've got.
Shoot on sight. Swapping bags.
Enemy has neutralized Charlie 1. We have neutralized Charlie 2. Continue the offensive. Hostiles now control Charlie 1. We are moving to attack Charlie 1. Objective Charlie 2 secured.
yeah, and it's like, again, I think the big thing is just like, they've been missing any map, like, again, Iwo Jima was like, you take defend onto something, it feels, big, like a battlefield, like, again, they have good maps, but something is missing, that's the big problem they currently had, and most later maps are like,
This is a critical sector. Defend at all costs. Do not give them an inch.
yeah, I know.
We are taking Charlie 1.
Oh yeah, it's the last,
Charlie 2
last sector,
has been compromised. The enemy is at 25% capacity.
It is so funny
Good
to me
work.
because, like, yeah, people were totally like, oh, what, no specialists and stuff in 2042, and now they're like, oh yeah, this game is actually what Battlefield should have been. I'm like, so what was the
Charlie
point in
is
bashing
now in enemy
specialists in Battlefield 2042 then? Again, also the tunnel system is just big, open, wide. I'm like, I wish I could just smack open Iwo Jima because, like, the tunnels there are claustrophobic and, tight, and
It's our
they're
last
multiple
stand.
because that's
This
how they were
is where
built,
we
and they were
turn
like
the
the
tide.
cannon fortifications, and you could find a katana, and like there was a katana on that map,
Stay in
and
formation.
you could pick up
Stay alive.
it's just like that's the thing. When anyone tells me, oh, this is something Battlefield haven't had in years, it's something I would say is more like 2042 hasn't delivered on this kind of map.
Nowhere else
And this
to
isn't
run.
because, you know, 2042 couldn't. It's because they chose not to.
Prepare to advance.
Because their first design, I mean, the thing the closest they make this is Spearhead, and I think Spearhead is actually pretty good in Breakthrough. Like, there are actually a lot of good maps in Breakthrough. But they don't feel as big, you know? Because that's the thing. This map is not as big as Iwo Jima, but it feels to a degree bigger than, you know, what Battlefield maps are right now. And I think that is definitely a problem the series, you know, the last title had, because
We're down to our final sector.
yeah, they just made big round
Enemy
maps.
on our zone.
And if you and
Along. Prepare to advance.
And that's actually one of the most ironic things, in my opinion. This,
They have more than 50% casualties. We must hold this area.
wow. Shittiest coastal artillery of all time. Also, those are long shots. Are you kidding me, man? Like, it looks impressive, but it kinda sucks.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
You know, in 5,
Missile strike available.
the coastal artillery was a fucking beast.
Artillery ready for barrage.
Gapo's TV is dead.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
Artillery ready for barrage.
I'm gonna do this as long as I can. This is fun. Like, most stupid placed artillery gun also just kinda sucks. I am amazed.
The enemy is down to 25%. Hold positions and keep up the fire.
Nice one, mate.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
Yep, that was a long shot modifier, I guess.
Artillery ready for barrage.
It's so funny because, you know, Iwo Jima also had coastal artillery, but that was aimed at the coast, you know?
This is a critical sector. Defend at all costs. Do not give them an inch. Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
Artillery ready for barrage.
advance. We've held the line and the sector is secure. Mission complete.
I mean,
Outstanding work. Well done.
hashtag map design. Ah. God. I have to go to sleep knowing this. I have to sit on a train for hours tomorrow. Look at my score. I das best score simply. Hey, how did you get best squad? Oh, you see, there was this hot girl at the at the coastal defense cannon, and then she just wiped the enemy. Yeah. So again, I want to open. Like, I would love to open Iwo Jima so bad, because the thing is, simply, yeah, the difference is not, oh, the Battlefield hasn't delivered on that. The thing is, they simply haven't made a map similar to this. Since Iwo Jima, mind you. Like, when Battlefield 5 came out, they didn't have similar stuff also, but then the Pacific update rolled around. And you had Iwo Jima, which was an insanely good beach landing. You had, Pacific something fun? Yeah, there were some islands. Also, amazing beach landings. You had to land on multiple islands during that game, during the breakthrough. Amazing. You had Wake Island. You had Solomon Island. Guess what they all are? Amazing beach landings. And then, like, oh, okay, but like, what did you get later? Well, you see, and then they ended up, retooling a few maps, which was kind of clever, honestly. Premium weapon XP coin. Oh, okay. When did I get stuff for? Oh, okay. I'd rather have that, honestly. Ooh, yeah, that's actually more interesting. Yeah, okay, modern rifle. And obviously the modern rifle is absolute overkill. And I keep saying, I do wish more games would go away from this system, because, like, this basically forces a lot of standard weaponry to be less good, because attaching shit will bring it up to baseline. That is basically how these systems work, and it kinda sucks in my opinion. And here's the thing. Before we go doing a few more rounds, like I think 1 or 2. Again, I think if the next Battlefield title has still, the 3 gadget slot system, goes back to classes, has, I think, in my opinion, a better setup in terms of weaponry, and also has, some more bigger maps like Iwo Jima, and also, let's just be real here, they should have at least 1 or 2 beach landings, because like it's a fucking crime that 2042 is just one Battlefield title without beach landings. They got 2 beach landings in Battlefield 1. That's the one title where they said beach landings would not be possible due to technology, and they still got them in. No, actually there are 3. There are 3. And they're all kind of interesting. Like, you have Albion, you know, that was that one beach landing the Germans did against the Russian, the successful one. Then you had, you know, the Churchill shit show, also known as Gallipoli. And then you also had Seebrugge. I mean, that wasn't a really fight, but it's still a cool map in that sense. The thing is, just let me think. Is there another Battlefield title without really, you know, a beach landing? 1942 had beach landings. Vietnam didn't have. Fair enough. But you know, you probably forgot that Battlefield Vietnam was a thing. And even there you had riverboats landing on a riverbank, so it was technically still a beach landing. You had Battlefield 2 has, you know, all the beach landings. I'm just saying Gulf of Oman, aka the best beach landing, right behind Strike at Karkand, which is, you know, that's a beach landing, even though it's a tank assault. Then you have Bad Company. Yeah, right, that doesn't have, but they have the long stretch tank assault, which is technically still a beach landing. And I think they had at least one. No, they actually had at least one beach landing. You had a lot of beach landings in Bad Company too. I mean, I told them already. Kark Island, Noshar Canals. We know the beach landings in Battlefield. Gulf of Oman still. We know the 1 and 3. 4 also had them. Yeah, Hardline. Actually, scrap it. I think Hardline had beach landings. They had a Miami map where you could land with a boat. Hardline had a fucking beach landing. I wish they would have gotten more creative. And, you know, snuck Wake Island in there somewhere. That would have been so fun. 1 had 3 beach landings. Yeah, sure, it didn't launch with them, but it later got beach landings. Also, again, tank assaults over long stretches, you know, slash trenches, are still a form of beach landing. They are very similar. 5 had beach landings. 2042 has no beach landings. And they didn't. That's just a gameplay decision they made. And yeah. But you know what? Remember how I said this game doesn't have really a design? It takes everything from other games. You wanna see the fucking funniest thing about this, Lena? You wanna see the funniest bit about that? See, I can point to so much in multiplayer, but you know, at the very least, again, the map and the general feel is still theirs. It was taken from everything that is vaguely popular right now, because this is literally, let me just be clear here. The purpose of this game is simply that Tencent wants in the Western market. That's it. China, you know, increased regulations. So now a lot of value from Chinese companies have been wiped overnight. And even though they got loosened again, it's not there again. It wasn't loosened, it was still tightened insanely. So a lot of Chinese companies are now, let's make, you know, either single player or multiplayer games geared at the West. And it's not surprising that shortly afterwards, they basically announced, you know, in a Western, like at a Western press conference, a game that copies everything from the 2 big you know, Western, modern military shooters with a dose of, you know, Valorant and Overwatch in there. It just straight up copies from them. And like, the funniest bit is, remember how I said they have a campaign? Yeah, they don't have a co-op mod yet. Like, it wouldn't even surprise me if they come out with their own zombies mode at some point. You know, how they have an extraction game, how they have a Battlefield-like mode, and, you know, other modes as well in there. And a campaign. So have you wondered why stuff like, you know, the Car 15 / you know, the old Cold Weapon is in this game? Like, yeah, not a lot of games throw in older weapons. Everyone in the Battlefield community is currently begging DICE, you know, with the Vault drops that they put in, you know, the 1942 Vault weapons. Everyone wants to have their thermal sight Sturmgewehr 44 because that's funny. Because you see, as you can probably guess from the picture, the campaign has actually nothing to do with this game. Actually, this is probably the closest thing this thing is to Delta Force. Because they made a game, then Tencent was like, oh hey, we have the name Delta Force, people remember that one, so they slapped that on, and they were like, oh hey, shit, how do we justify that? Oh fuck, I can't even show you that. Can I go back to the main menu? Because, you know... Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna pop it up on YouTube. By the way, have you read that? Somalia, East Africa, 1993. Because the campaign is a fucking remake.
Why are they burning tires?
Yes, it is quite literally a remake of Black Hawk Down. Oh yeah, they had this at Summer Game Fest. And that's the funny part. Like, why? You know?
Back on your feet, mate.
Also, I mean, they have quippy quotes, you know, the thing they didn't want the people didn't want Battlefield 2042 to have, but now, it is 3 games in one. Ironically, you know, the first 2 modes actually hang together and have their... Oh, that's a new map. Nice. Nice. You know, they have their own story. They have their own setting. And then the campaign is just... You know, this is literally the most DICE map ever. I just had a moment here, you know? Like... Oh, you're attacking through dunes into here, and then it's just a straight alley fight, I guess.
objectives assigned. Capture those and secure the sector.
Funny bit, we have Operation Firestorm. You know, that is kind of more the, the village from, the village sector from, how's it called? That's not a secret animation, that's actually like, yeah. And like, again, I don't know what to say because like, I like Operation Firestorm, but like, Firestorm was not only that. Firestorm had a lot of fucking things going on, if you remember. Even though it was, the construction house. Also, it is wild how they buffed, I mean, I guess this one's probably the one map that is based on... Like, why didn't they just... Like, why is the campaign Black Hawk Down? And they couldn't just make, like, a 90s late Cold War game?
Cheers, mate.
Also, it's funny how they just cut out this part. Like, you know what? DICE would have just made this 3 blocks and be like, you fight over that. Fuck you.
Alpha 1 has been neutralized.
Oh, come the fuck on. Actually, you know what? I have not yet played it, so let's change to our defensive guy, because he has a G3, and I like a G3. Honestly, they should add the G3, like they have a G3 in 2042, and everyone wants a G3 in the main game, because duh. Like, god, we're actually getting the Black Hawk. That's something. So everyone is also hoping we're getting the Bradley. Also, you know what the funniest bit is? When I first showcased this game, there was a bit of a controversy because every single animation was straight ripped from Call of Duty.
We have 80% combat strength remaining. Keep it up.
They changed them slightly,
Push them out once
but
more.
that happened. I think the funniest thing is, like, let me just check. Is there actually prone on? Why is it Z? What psychopath puts
Just
their
secured sector Alpha.
prone
We have
on
secured all
Z?
objectives within the sector. Eliminate any
Proud to
remaining enemy
see.
forces.
Control is prone, like that isn't hard. And yeah, the visual recoil is high because, I mean, they added a bit of visual recoil back into 2042, which a lot of people ironically went like, oh no, that is so
Secure
bad.
objectives. Push them out once more.
Which is weird because, like, they needed a bit of that and it's fine. Ironically, there's no slide in this game. From as far as I find. So yeah, I mean, if they add the G3 to Battlefield... yeah, games made by psychopaths.
Allied troops attacking Bravo 1.
Nope, tried that. The slide is a gadget, holy shit. Why?
We are attacking
Also, the
Bravo
thing is,
1.
you know, again, the movement is very stiff.
Take your new objective. Push them out.
Oh,
once
you
more.
can't open doors. That's the funniest bit, that, you know, doors opening was a thing since Hardline. Like, they introduced doors, and since then they've just been a thing. So it's always this weird, you now can't open doors anymore.
Allies engaging at Bravo 1.
Yeah, I mean, deployment can be more smooth, but again, I find it weird that people say, oh, they haven't delivered on this in a long time, and it's just like,
Soldier,
they just
you
had to
have
build more
neutralized the
tighter,
objective.
breakthrough focused maps, and that's it, and they haven't done that because they focused on conquest. Because that's what, you know, everyone wanted, which is so fucking funny to me, because it's like, everyone said, oh no, you have to do this, you have to do this, and then, no.
We're
See,
just beginning
people
our
want
offensive to break enemy
rush maps,
lines.
people want breakthrough maps, and yet they also, even though you have to focus on conquest, and then they deliver the
Allied forces have taken
lamest
Bravo
maps
2.
possible, because that's what people
Hostiles
want.
attacking objective Bravo 2.
I really hope the next title is just, you know, breakthrough focused again. I really fucking hope. Then again, everyone also just hopes it's, you know,
Allies engaging at Bravo 1.
Mandate of Nations versus 1,000 Petals, which would be good.
New objectives assigned. Capture those and secure the sector. Allies engaging at Bravo 2.
Again, if anyone is on my, I think I said it in the Discord anyway, I still have a key, so if anyone wants to actually try this themselves, I'd be handing it out. But yeah, it is wild how this game just
Bravo 1 has been neutralized.
doesn't do a lot of stuff on its own, you know?
Strategic beacon.
Bravo 1 belongs to us.
Sure, like, this isn't to say, you know, about games that,
We are attacking Bravo 2.
you know, that get inspired by stuff. Like, for example, I'm playing a bunch of X-Defiant recently. It's fun, you know? But I'd say the irony is when you say, oh, X-Defiant, it's basically the Smash Bros. Of Ubisoft, and it has Overwatch elements. But the general design philosophy and also how they, you know, made the whole quote-unquote class-based thing, I know that's fine. That's fine. It's just not offering, actually.
have new objectives. Capture the
Even
next
the
sector.
fucking animation is the same. Oh god.
It's time to intensify our attack to break enemy defenses.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, I mean, as you know, I will be gone for a few days, so probably back on Sunday, but that's that. This right here is to please the algorithm. I still need to pack a bit, so, you know. But yeah, this is basically Tencent's attempt of getting into the Western market, and like,
You have new objectives.
I'm not sure
Capture
if
the
they
next
will
sector.
succeed. Like, the irony is, the market is pretty big. You know, I mean, the market is especially full.
Artillery cover coming.
And
Get ready to
while this game
engage.
is, you know, to a degree good, I mean, it takes everything from good games, so. It's
Ready
just.
for barrage.
Like, that's the next thing, you know? Aside from the fact that I would say, you know, any good Battlefield game would beat this game in an instant, and also, this is the next thing. If
Enemy
you want to play a
focusing on
game for
Bravo
like
1.
at least a few more years or so,
Smoke
just a
deployment in
bit longer,
progress. Proceed with caution. We are attacking Bravo 2.
Smoke ready.
Bravo 2 has been neutralized.
I have not gotten to that point actually.
Hostiles now control Bravo 1.
But it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think it has, but
We are
yeah.
attacking Bravo 1. We've taken heavy losses.
Like,
Advance and complete the mission.
let me just check really quickly. It should have it. Welding gun?
We
Okay.
have neutralized objective Bravo 1.
3. You have to take out your melee weapon, apparently.
Bravo 1 belongs to us. Hostiles have taken control of Bravo 2.
Yep.
Take your new objective. Push them out once more.
Oh, that will be the thing. I guarantee you that.
This is our do or die moment. Break out of this hell. attacking Bravo 2. Take your new objective. Push them out once more. Allies engaging at Bravo 2.
Wait, this is the Black Hawk Down map, basically. But like, I'm pretty sure Mogadishu was a big
Enemy LAV, right there!
We have neutralized objective Bravo 2.
yeah, like in it's like a while in 2042 is like
All units, we are at the halfway mark. Stay sharp. The mission continues.
I mean, you know what, they could have had they could have had these easily in 2042. I mean, okay, the big thing that we still need to look out for is the fact that they apparently still
Capture
have
this
some
last
stuff
stand and
in
victory is ours.
in the backhand for 2042. Like, for what it seems, they're still fought over some vehicles. They will still probably fought over guns. Which is like very interesting because it could mean we could get stuff like the Bradley and PMP2. I know, it's weird, right?
Missile strike available.
Missile strike effect. Wait, do we have kill streaks in this game? Honestly, I kind of wish back the V1 rocket from Battlefield 5. That was actually a cool system. I do think some call-ins, doing like squad call-ins again would be good for a future title. Like, special tanks, that was great. But those who didn't know, in 5, squads earn points, and the squad leader could, call in stuff with those points. Those were, for example, anti-tank half-tracks, so you had like a bit more, anti-tank hunting capabilities. There are a lot of anti-tank weapons, anti-tank tanks to this day, tank hunter tanks, but they could, they could bring those in with that. They had stuff like, and if you're really good, you could get in
Artillery
like
cover coming.
a
Get ready to
Sturmtiger
engage.
or a Churchill flamethrower tank. That was neat, or if you played the Americans and the Pacific and such, you got
Artillery ready for barrage.
a Sherman with like, rocket launchers on top. And if you had a lot of stuff, you could call in a V1 missile, like... I know. It's just kind of ironic that this system isn't used anymore. Because people are like, maybe it's a bit... Shut up, it's not unfair, it's fun. Like, give me more modern stuff. Give me.
Artillery ready for barrage.
Like, my squad has a lot of points. Let me call in AC-130. Let me call in the Predator missile. Let me do shit. Let me get a UAV.
We must break through enemy lines. This is do or die.
There's also no spread apparently on this thing, which is like quite hope both games end with me on the turret. Yes, the Sherman Calliope was available on the Pacific maps. Actually, I have the game installed. Should I just switch over for like a round of some Pacific maps? For like the last part?
This is their last stand. Take the sector. Artillery cover coming. Get ready to engage.
Artillery ready for barrage.
So you're gonna love this because you see, they actually made an interesting thing because I think
They've got nowhere else to go. Final push.
for bunker busting, yeah. No, you can get the Calliope on the Pacific maps, and the Japanese equivalent, I think. It's kind of interesting. It's like one of the big things that's really, in my opinion, fun about that is they went
Our
and
forces are moving to attack. Charlie 1. Capture this last stand and victory is ours. Attention all units. We have failed to take the designated sectors. Mission is a failure. Fall back. Command out.
like the thing is that I mean they had to do some stuff, you know, so that that they could have there. But yeah, one of the most interesting parts about that is which was probably like the most big brain update they did. You see, 5 only launched with Germans versus British, and then they had, you know, a lot of German versus British maps. Then they introduced the Pacific, and they had, you know, America versus Japan. And then because, you know, there was COVID and stuff, and they were like, you know, let's cut that, make one big final update. They made the Gigabrain move. They retooled a few maps. So it was Twisted. Let me just check really quickly which one those were. Okay, so that's actually kind of interesting. So they changed 4 base game maps because, you know, basically the Americans had 4 maps against the Japanese, and then they were just like, let's add 4 maps for, you know, the Americans to fight the Germans, and they kept the whole tank balance because the interesting thing they did is that you know, basically the Germans had a lot of tanks, like you have, you know, Panzer II, Panzer IV, Tiger, Sturmtiger, you know, the whole German thing. And the Americans basically only had their wheel tank, their amphibious tank, and the Sherman. So yeah, so the Americans had the the M8 Greyhound, the LVT, the Sherman, and on I think yeah, those were those were them. I think on some European maps they also got the British how's it called? The Valentine AA MK1. So yeah, that was actually kind of a great thing they did, because like, hey Tundra, welcome. Because like the thing is that you had this how's it called? I mean, yeah, you had like a bunch of maps that really fit well, you know.
Back on your feet, mate.
I actually cut off the... Why did I have to hear voice chat for a second? Fucking hell. I still can't unlock... I still can't play the hot girl. I hate this. This is so lesbophobic that they lock the hot girl. They should lock the gruff guys. No one should be able to play them. Only hot girls. Ah. Yeah, fuck it, you know what? Time to get a job at DICE, and then I make a Battlefield that's just hot girls. It's not specific characters. You have a character editor, but you can only make hot girls. And all the announcers are hot girls. But you're like, but I lied, you know what? There's one character per team that can be, you know, a bit of an old grumpy dad. They're allowed. A nice grumpy old dad. They're allowed. You get one. I guess locking the hot girls is the exact opposite of lesbophobic. Yeah, but I'm not asking anyone. They're all wrong. I am right. Are you saying my gay ass is wrong? Hmm? A nice grumpy old dad who makes it very obvious he just wants all this shit to be over so he can go home to his husband. Yes, you are catching my drift so well, Lena. Okay, server connection timeout. Okay, cool. Good thing this works, I guess. No, I won't return to the match. I guess one more round and then...
Good health to you, bruv.
Why is she locked? Ah. I was making a joke about how many filters we want to be or are colored. Ah. Ah. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, you know? You have like girl, and you have girl with choker. And that's just peak design. I love how the car's just casually rolling, you know. Whee. It's just casually rolling down the road.
Destroy Defend
is
the
it doing
objective.
there?
Do not let them take this sector.
It's so funny they even have the Ura prize from Battlefield 5. I'm just dense. No! Don't revive me! Why are you called female operator? What is it doing there? It's best. It's just trying. Have you tried being a car in a war zone? It sucks.
Hold this ground and make the enemy pay.
But yeah, I mean, it's just what I think, you know. The moment they make like a good, you know, beach landing or assault defense map, 1 or 2 in Battlefield again. Oops.
Enemy attacking objective
Again.
Alpha 1.
The irony is that 2042 is still a fucking wild card. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, the game is over, but far from that. Like, I know a lot of people cry, it's, you know, it's over. But the reality is, you have... They just said they're not gonna do seasons anymore, you know? Like, the whole thing with... But they said, oh no, we're still gonna have smaller, you know, event stuff and passes, and you're like, okay. And then they're like, oh, we also, you know, do vault drops, and you're like, okay. And then they just started, you know, whipping out the Nazi law again, and you're like,
Alpha
okay.
1 has been compromised.
Like, it is wild how much, you know, 2042 is currently setting up a sequel game. And the thing is, they probably still were working on like 2 maps. They still have, you know...
Sector Alpha is now in enemy hands.
They still have some stuff in you know, as we call it in their hinterhand, in the backhand, because they're like, yeah, they could just drop some new maps. I mean, the thing is that, personally, I mean, they did some missed opportunities, like, for example, the stadium map is good, but weirdly, a bit, it just needs to be a bit bigger to be like the proper map a lot of people wanted it to be. That's the thing, they kind of just missed the mark sometimes, especially when it comes to break. They just had to have like 2 more sectors, and it would have been like the thing people wanted, and they didn't, but like, yeah. You're right, the gambling sound is just so accent, it's wild. But yeah, Claire, the video game is doing pretty Battlefield right now, and Call of Duty, and Black Ops 4 Call of Duty, and just, it's doing all the games at once, just all of them.
You're lucky to have me.
Yet it's not Battlefield. Ironically. Like, again, the guns and movement are basically copied from Modern Warfare. The specialists are copied from all over the place. Like, I've seen some in Battlefield, like, I've seen some Battlefield 2042 characters, some Black Ops 4 characters. Like, again, the girl is just straight from Valorant. But, you know, in Valorant it's a guy, so, and here's a girl, so that's actually an upgrade. They have another gruff guy. Stop doing the gruff guys. Let me just play girls. God.
Enemy assaulting one of our objectives.
The modern military shooter game genre is just in such a dire need of force famine, I tell you. I mean, this is Tencent.
Enemy strength is nearly intact. Mission is clear. Secure this sector.
Oh well. Guess what women military shooter just honestly hope they will have a character editor again on the next Battlefield. Like,
Try not to get yourself up. Nice one, mate.
Bravo 1 is now under enemy control. Starting to attack enemy's position.
that's the thing I kind of hate about the more modern titles, that they all went to this specialist formula. Like, I like the idea that, you know, in, you know, I mean, you know, back in Call of Duty Ghosts, or, you know, Battlefield 5, that you could just be like, I want to have this face, and then I can just slap any kind of body cosmetic on my character. That was good. Like, I want to have that back. I want to be like, yeah.
Ready to deploy.
I mean, yeah, I would like. It's not like I would design exactly that game. Like, the thing is, if you'd be like, oh hey, how would you design?
Objective Bravo 2 is under
how would
attack.
you design a sci-fi game? Here, it's in space. Well, quote unquote, it's space age, and you know, in a different part of the galaxy, and so it starts with two factions, and we have more factions. A, you would play only girls, like, I mean, obviously only girls. And, you know, until the CEO says actually add boys, and I'm like, fuck you. The standard,
We lost control of our objective.
I hate the fact that I can't switch weapons and hold down my aiming button, because that's something, you know, you can do in Battlefield. And it automatically aims again. Ugh. But yeah, so like, the thing is, it would be, you know, from technology level,
Enemy control sector Bravo.
it would be, you know, sci-fi quote unquote, but still very grounded and gritty. You know, think about Killzone 2 and 3. That kind of, you know, there's science fiction stuff, but it's still very much, you know, you have some high-tech weapons, but most of the stuff is still, you know, weapons. So, and you have one.
Final sector. The enemy on our
You have one faction that, you know, usually holds all the bases and stuff, and it's the, you know, a big, powerful military one, and it's an empire. Yeah. I mean, that's probably why my problem is just like I was brain poisoned by Killzone. I fucking love Killzone. All hail Dutch video gaming. But, you know, their aesthetic would be, you know, black with red accents, and they would be mostly designed as, like, you know, old, how were they called again? Basically designed after, you know, the Shang Dynasty. No, I'm actually going for, like, you know, the original conquering empire.
Enemy troops assaulting
I mean, yeah, you know, it's got a bit of Hellgas in there, but, like, I mean, you know, aesthetic-wise, like, they're an empire. They want to project shit, you know? And they would have their masks and stuff, but, like, I think, you know, most empires nowadays, you know, are just based on one or two things. And it's like, yeah, no, here's the thing.
Enemy troops
We want to talk like what is an empire aesthetic that has been barely touched, and you know is actually based on an empire that was, you know, created by ruthless military tactics. So, you know, they had people being against them simply because they were, you know, ruthless. Yeah, just fucking do the Shang Dynasty. Just fucking do the Shang Dynasty. Also, you could reach into the Chinese market with that. Anyway, and so, like, comes the first opposing factions because, like, yeah, we're doing the whole, you know, it's that in space, or, you know, based on that. But, like, it would definitely, you know, fill it up with more factions as you know, go on. It's like, you're like, oh, hey, who's invading? Answer, Vikings. Yeah, I would do a fucking space Viking faction that has pelts over their shoulders because fuck it.
Defeat them here.
You want to have like I would do attack defense, but the attack would always be from orbit. You would fucking assault them from orbit with landing ships and all of that. Because that's what a space game would be about. And also, you know, hold on, that's my pitch. A game around attacking from orbit with distinct factions that people can do cosplay and identify with, but still low tech.
Smoke support coming. Turn up the heat.
Smokescreen support ready.
Yeah, and then you ended up with doing America, right? Because it's like, I mean, what are evil republics? You either have America or you have France.
Enemy neutralized. Objective Charlie 1.
Like, that's the thing, you know?
Charlie 1 has been captured by enemy forces.
I mean, that's probably the thing you need, if I talked about that already. Do you think you brought it up? But like, that's the thing, like, yeah, like, evil republics, it's like, I mean, the thing is, the Galactic Republic was basically America, and then Nixon took over.
This is where we turn the tide.
Like, you know, in Star Wars, but it is just, it's just like, yeah, you could make, and you can make America, or you can, you know, go and make France.
Try not to get yourself hurt, alright?
Because let's not forget, the French Republic was one of the first you know, big colonizers of the Victorian era and stuff. And they were very much still ran as a republic, so, you know, at times. They had their own thing.
Stand. This is where we turn the tide.
I mean, ironically, that's a thing you could definitely do, and, like, fun fact, I actually thought you would say France, because, yeah, fair. even though, you know, typical colony thing doesn't apply that much anymore, but yeah.
You've been better, mate.
Ironically, you know, that space concept I told you, you know, with, you know, things in space, and like, you know, the bigger one is Ardeshang. I actually wanted to also slap in France in space, because that was one of my ideas, because like, yeah, one of the most obvious things is you have a republic opposing them that, you know, that are slightly better, but, you know,
Enemy troops assaulting objective
they still kind of
Charlie
suck.
2.
I think that's actually kind of an important thing to say about, you know, if you want to make the, you know, quote-unquote political messaging about things.
I'm in, bud.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
You should have more, you should kind of have both things, you know?
Artillery ready for barrage.
Hey, where do I select my artillery though? Oh, we have cleaning.
Smoke the phone coming. Turn up the heat.
Smoke screen support ready.
Oh. That thing is actually like Battlefield 5.
The enemy.
Holy shit.
Objective Charlie 2 is under attack.
Like that is straight up Battlefield 5 rent. Again, this is the funny bit for me. Like, this game rips so much from Battlefield titles, and people are like, "Oh, this is the thing
It's our
Battlefield hasn't done in years."
last
It has.
stand.
It's
where we
this
turn
game
the
literally
tide.
stole it.
Charlie
What are you
2
talking
has been
about?
compromised. We are taking Charlie 1.
I mean,
Smoke screen support ready.
that is one of the things I kind of find, you know, again, if you do
We have lost
stuff
all
like
sectors.
Evil Empires, or,
Mission
you
is
know,
compromised. Execute full strategic withdrawal now.
I think the irony is that everyone usually just makes one of them, and I think the contrasts in writing is always kind of important. Like, again, I think I said this before on another stream, but this is why I like, you know, Whole Cake / Totoland in One Piece so much, because, you know, One Piece is to a degree, you know, every island resembles something to critique, some ideology to critique. Like, for example, the Flamingo Dressrosa was obviously fascism, and, you know, earlier ones were about, you know, very more basic stuff, you know, what you need to do, but like, it really, really hard shifted into ideology critique, especially, no, after Sabaody, it really shifted, like, the fact, like, Impel Down literally is based on an old movie about, you know, queer bars in, you know, Berlin, late Weimar, surviving as the Nazis take over. Like, quite literally, it's not just a Rocky Horror Picture Show. There is way more stuff about Impel Down, and they're just like, because Impel Down is quite literally like the embodiment of a fascistic mindset and regime. But then also other forms of fascism are discussed, because, you know, for example, you know, the Flamingo in Dressrosa is a fascist. And I think one of the good things they did before, you know, they go to Wano, which is about totalitarianism, because that's like, you can just see so much totalitarianism in there, because like, it you know, it's the ideas behind that, you know, they rule with an iron fist, they destroy the whole country for profit. It's very obvious what they're doing. And like, I think that's probably more the key part. I think it's easy to hate it. It's easy to hate a totalitarian. Like, you're right. Like, you know, you're right, a totalitarian, and people will very easily just hate them because that's kind of the name of the game. Like, who likes totalitarians? You know.
Someone.
These must...
The thing is, though, that let me just... Not yet. Set. I think one of the big things that I really liked what they did was the fact that they, you know, they went to Totoland before that, because, again, Totoland kind of represents the ideas of neoliberalism. You know, in the sense that, you know, they're basically holding minorities as if it's a game and then presenting themselves as good to the outside, but, you know, in the end, when everything comes down, the ruling class is still kind of not, you know, abiding to the rules they themselves kind of set up or promise. They still make an underclass based on, you know, and the most important part is there the underclass is an acceptable everything everyone agree on, and it's out in the open. Like, for example, in totalitarianism and you know, other, you know, imperialism, they're usually separated, and, you know, in there it's like, no, the homies are like out in the open, which is also like, yeah, calling, you know, basically your subclass that, you know, quite literally is alive and has souls homies is like, there are writers that use subtext and they're all cowards. Yeah, you can tactical slide with him. Fucking hell, it's an ability. I'm amazed. How can I unlock her? What the fuck is this? And like, that is so... Like, that's probably one of those core things that I find interesting, because it's like, yeah,
Back on your feet, mate.
why is he so shittily British? I'm gonna play girls. Shut up, I don't
Have a
want to
shot
be
of this,
guy.
mate.
Oh. I mean, don't hit confirm fast enough and get forced into being a guy. Fuck this shit. But like, that is kind of, you know, important that you you know, contrast that, because one of the interesting things is like, I think, and this is a fair, like, probably the most fair critique, because like, you know, what Big Mom does and stuff is shit. Like, she's bad, you know? But she's
Hold your ground and make
still better than most. Like, I think, you don't hit confirm fast enough and get forced into playing a guy translator. I guess. Welcome back to We Have Iwo Jima at Home. Because, like, I think this is one of those... This thing with, you know, contrasting is, in my opinion, kind of important if you, you know, want to actually make, like, good writing about political commentary, because I think if you, you know... Because one of the key things that a lot of people always overlook and forget is the fact that, you know, if you just critique one thing at a time, it gets a bit muddled. Like, things should be in contrast, you know? Like, for example, I think this is why I think the whole political commentary of Totoland works so good, because again, I think Big Mom is a great contrast because she is better. You know? Like, they don't even mince words. Like, is Big Mom oppressive? You know, and still, you know, does as she wants and invades other countries for resources? She quite fucking literally does that. I mean, is it a bit goofy in the sense, you know, they invade a land to get eggs for a wedding cake? Yes, but like also, again, the Big Mom pirates invade other countries for resources, which is, again, there are writers that use subtext, yada yada yada. And I think the big thing is how they contrast it is also like, you know, how to a degree, you know, Luffy as the protagonist is a barometer of how shit is a person. Like, the thing is, he dislikes Big Mom, but he doesn't fully hate her. Because, again, in the end, Big Mom is still the more equitable society in that world,
Enemy
hands
assaulting
down.
one of our objectives.
Like, just don't forget that the One Piece world is full of, you know, racism
We'll
and
make
slavery.
another stand here.
And
Hold the objectives as long as you can.
yeah, if you're a minority, and you know you suddenly hear of that place, hey, you Big Mama is a soccer team. and like you know, and you suddenly hear of that place, like, hey, you don't get racism there, you don't go hungry there, quite literally. You live literally in chocolate houses, and you can, you know, actually have a comfortable life, and you know, work towards what you actually
The
like.
enemy is still strong, but this territory must remain ours.
You just need to give part of your soul every year. That's the thing. I mean, again, subtext, yada yada yada. It's still this big thing that, again, Luffy doesn't hate her.
The enemy has
Because,
fully
yeah.
seized control of Sector Alpha.
If you look at it like from an absolutely, you know, you know, rational point, Big Mom is better. She is better than the world government. She's, well, obviously better than Kaido, because Kaido's a fucking totalitarian. He doesn't fucking care. He has power and he
Defend the
believes into,
objective.
you know,
Stop. Let them take this sector.
keeping people down. Like, Kaido sucks. Like, again, she's better, but I think that is the thing why this is such good writing. Because it clearly shows you she is better. It is completely understandable why people move to Totolando. She's still not good. And I think that is probably one of the biggest important things, because, like, I think so much writing fails at this idea of, you know, like I said, sucked. I mean, I guess, yeah, you could say that. It definitely is more about some also neoliberal aspects and shit, because, like, yeah, but, like, the thing is that it is kind of interesting, because, like, yeah, if you make a story about, you know, leftist ideas and you know, freedom, liberation, like, quite fucking literally, it is, in my opinion, like, actually really good that you know, that you really contrast that Republic with, hey, let's talk real about that, because most people now, you know, they get, you know,
Objective Bravo
you show them
1 is under attack.
like, you show people an evil republic, and they will go, but it's still better than the Empire. And the thing is, yes. And this is why I think, you know, contrasting things is so important, because only then you can actually really make the point of, you know, yeah, they're better. You should acknowledge that. But you should definitely highlight in how they are not good. I know I talk about One Piece theory again, damn it. While playing the Chinese Battlefield clone. Yeah, well, as I said, I don't think this game will really take the throne, because, again, I don't think 2042 will be, you know, the key. The thing is just, you know, we'll get it actually back. I think the big thing is that, like, a lot of people still played 5, a lot of people still play, you know, 2042. Like, there were so many games that where people said, this is gonna kill it, and it never did. Like...
They sustained minimal losses. We cannot let the enemy break through. Bravo 1 has been lost.
Like, that's the thing, you know? You had, for example...
Do not let them take this sector.
World War III didn't work out. You had BattleBit. People went wild, like, oh, BattleBit has so many players in their first week. They're totally gonna beat them out. Like, holy shit, this is just really close to the... This is really basically just a oh god. And what happened? No. And now 2042 is actually in a good state. People play it. There's still stuff coming. Honestly, the last, if they're still doing the 2 maps, they're probably gonna be kind of a wildcard. Like, if they're actually making, you know, a beach landing a la Iwo Jima again.
We are taking Bravo 1.
Hell, it would be kind of funny if they actually just made Iwo Jima again with the modern technology, because people would be like, you know, the modern military stuff in the game. Because then it would be like, yeah, you just got the thing you wanted from the game people want, you know. I know it's gonna be that big, but like, again, there probably are still 2 maps coming. There's still, you know, vehicles coming and shit. Like, again, people are basically waiting for the Bradley to arrive. I mean, yeah, you could say, why the Bradley? But like, you know, the Bradley was in Bad Company 2, you know, Bad Company 2 Portal mode, and the BMP 3 and Technicals BMP 2 in Battlefield in... They're also in there, so, you know. Again, they said they're gonna put in the Black Hawk, and it's kind of stupid that there isn't a Russian equivalent in the game. Which is so fucking funny how that worked out.
We are taking Bravo 1.
So for everyone who doesn't know, one of the funniest bits is that, so they had this thing, okay, so there's Battlefield. Basically, they remade 2 maps from Bad Company 2, 2 maps from 1942, and 2 maps from Battlefield 3, with vehicles and guns from those games. And a lot of people were like, why are those maps, you know, maps and also guns not in the main game? And the answer was, they didn't know. So, yeah, they slowly added some of them into the, you know, into the main game. I still think they should at least take a look at the 2 Chile maps, do slight touch-ups, and just say, they are now part of the Chile conflict. No, add some more modern wreckage and stuff. Things like that. Just rework the map. It's not hard. And I mean, they could do that. I would really like the idea that they, you know, retooled the bottom maps to be, you know.
We cannot let them break our lines.
That lets some strike. Yeah. So for everyone who doesn't know, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Touch up on Battlefield 2042. So the story kinda ended with
Bravo
two
1
new
is
factions
now
emerging.
under enemy control.
The
Enemy
thousand-
assaulting one of our objectives.
Shut up, game. The Thousand Petals Coalition, which is basically they are, you know, a mostly Asian to Middle Eastern coalition of a lot of autocratic states
Defend the objective. Do
that
not let them
basically
take
got
this
left
sector.
behind, you know,
Objective Bravo 2 is under attack.
on the whole resource and also climate fixing program. There's a whole thing about weather satellite system, and that was maybe done, you know, on purpose.
Strategic
Maybe,
beacon ready to
slight
deploy.
maybe.
We lost control of our objective.
And so it's basically, you know, Japan, I think, Japan, Vietnam, it's like a lot of the Asian nations that went in, that formed under that, and yeah, they invaded Chile. And basically Chile right now is doing a big old
Enemy control
last
sector
stand.
Bravo.
Which is like, again, I'm so fucking hoping that
We've lost the position. Fall back and mount your defense in the
that
next
they
sector.
work that into something in the next title, because like I love the idea of having a South American faction in the game. Like,
Defend the
I
objective.
mean, in general,
Do
I would say
not
they should,
let them take this
you know,
sector.
I mean, there is so much. There's fun, like some really cool, you know, guns and stuff in in South America, and they would have an interesting lineup, you know, as a military.
Enemy tank mark.
I mean, this is kind of interesting, but it's so fucking funny that we are not allowed out here technically. Yeah. So basically, yeah, Chile is in that game is basically currently defended by a coalition of basically corporate police. Basically, you know, the corporations got like their they set up like a military police force because, you know, instability and shit that happened, to secure like resource and stuff in Chile and some other South American nations, and those clashed with you know, there were rebel groups and cartels, and basically what happened is that so the Thousand Petals try to, you know, do their whole coup thing and blame stuff on rebels and stuff. I think a cartel. And the irony is that in that storyline, basically the cartel just went straight to, you know, the military police and were like, that was not us. Here's like literally, here's literally all the evidence you need to trust us. There's a fucking war coming. And they were like, you know what? There's a war coming, you help us. And you're like, yeah. And so basically everyone in South America is just currently like, oh, you want them to invade us? Fuck you. We bite, and like that's nice, you know. Yeah. I want more games where South America fights back. But yeah, basically they invaded Chile. They had there's a new map in Chile they made with the last season, and the thing is, like, you have two maps in Portal that are also set in Chile. And one is Arica Harbor. And the other one is Valparaiso. I'm like, seriously, you just need to touch them up a little bit to make them more, you know, just do it. Come on, it's not that hard. What are you scared of?
Defend the objectives. Do not let them take this sector.
But well, maybe we will see some, like, 2 more maps. Maybe they will catch up. Who knows? there's still like a big thing coming at Halloween, so
Objective Charlie 2
yeah, spoiler.
under attack.
Probably have some Battlefield around October again. It's just like it's gonna be interesting in my opinion. But they basically didn't know Officer Sign
Enemy
has
troops
left.
assaulting objective Charlie
What?
2.
Okay, you know what? Now like I played Portal, but now I'm lost.
Nice one, mate.
Charlie 2 has been compromised.
Ah, right, and Portal. Yeah, sorry, it's called Battlefield Portal. I know. And I'm slow, very slow. Should have gotten that from the
Hostile now
start.
control Charlie 2. The enemy is weakened, but we can't let them break through.
You know what? Let's just do some shotgunning.
Defend the objectives. Do not let them take this sector. We are moving to attack Charlie 2.
Oh yeah, right. Oh god, I just noticed. These fucking trucks are also in fucking 2042. Like, god damn it, guys. You're stealing the assets. Why are you stealing the asset ideas?
Enemy objective Charlie 2 neutralized.
But yeah, I'm still gonna. It's gonna be interesting when that whole thing ends. Again,
Enemy attacking objective Charlie 1.
one of the main things people have problems with is just there wasn't simply much you know, in terms of
Charlie 1 has been compromised. Charlie 2 has been lost. The enemy is down to 25%. Hold positions and keep up the fire.
honestly, the shotgun is slow, but like when it hits strong. I like that.
We lost control of our
Oh, well.
objective.
Yeah. So yeah, that's stuff that happened there. And then yeah, on the other side of the planet, the Mandate of Nations happened. It's Europe. The Mandate of Nations is Europe. They reformed.
Starting to attack enemy's position. Defend the objective. Do not let them take this sector. The enemy is on their last leg. Victory is close. successfully taken Sector Charlie.
And did they talk about that they dug up the Nazi law? That was a surprise.
Defend the objectives. Do not
Okay,
let them take this sector.
fuck, how should I say, how should I explain that? You see, back in Battlefield 5, they had a small mode called, Firestorm. Not Operation Firestorm, Firestorm.
It's our last stand.
It was a Battle Royale
This is where
mode.
we turn the tide.
And they had a whole thing about, you know, experiments in Norway and stuff about, you know, from a Nazi group and, yeah, the conclusion was they never got to anything, and now they were like, oh, let's dig that up and slap that into 2014. Like, okay, that's a thing they did. Especially if you think, you know, oh, the game is over. No, they just add more. So, like... Wow. So is the coastal artillery? Yep, it's still in working order.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
You know, tactical... This was a tactical shooter back in the day. Now it has the world's weakest coastal artillery.
We must defeat them here. There's nowhere else to run. Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
One of these in Mogadishu. Well,
The enemy is severely depleted at only a quarter strength.
honestly, I kind of hope, on the, I hope that, you know,
We're
in
down
the
to
next
our
title
final
they have
sector.
like a
Defeat
more
the enemy
technological
on
split
our
between
turn.
4 factions again. Like, you know, like they can keep, you know, one faction with American tech and weapon and armory, one faction with Russian stuff, but like...
Strategic beacon ready to deploy.
Incoming artillery. Destroy the enemy.
Yeah. Also the icon
The enemy is
for
on the
headshots and shit,
brink.
also
Our
straight
victory is
Battlefield.
within reach.
It's just ripped.
It's our last stand.
Again, I think
This is
a lot
where
of
we
people
turn the
currently
tide.
having, you know, a honeymoon phase, like, oh, this is a new game, but that's... You know, the things in Chaos the old, you know, Battlefield doesn't do, and like, sorry, all of this I saw in Battlefield already. Done better.
Turn up the heat.
Smokescreen support ready.
Talking. I wonder if this is actually interesting for anyone.
It's our last stand. This
Again,
is where we turn the tide.
I think very much a lot of people have like a honeymoon phase, and I think the game will probably do good at launch, but like, again, I don't think this will actually go that far. Especially since this is gonna be a free-to-play game, and they're gonna monetize this heavily. Like, oh, are the other ones also monetized? Sure, that's true. But like, I think people love doing, you know, all monetization is a bad thing, and I think like,
well done.
there's shit that's worse. Like, very, very fucking clearly worse. And I don't think this game will be a standout title in terms of that. Oh hey, we're best squad again. Woo! Coastal artillery, not this time. Just sniped a lot, I guess. 2 total captures too, really? 198 eliminations, I guess. Woo! Woo! But yeah, it's weird. It is weird. Again, I don't think the game is bad. I mean, it copies everything that's good from other games. It just... I don't think it will have the longest lifetime, at least in Europe. Probably in Russia. And, yeah. That should tell you a lot. Probably. I guess you would be dropped into somewhere. It's kind of weird that you have to unlock the M416 and the M4A1, but you know what? Let's just do that. Then we have to knock the final time over, and I think that's fine.
You broke, mate. I can fix you.
Actually, no.
Someone's about to get shafted.
Honestly, they fucking decimated DICE for similar witty alliance. It is wild to just see people be now like, no, this is good now. I see Cat is very interested in stream again. Yeah. No, we're attacking, actually, good. This rating is certainly a choice. I mean, it's like, you know what? The thing is, people, you know, were like, oh no, they have quippy remarks and stuff, and you know, DICE literally just patched all of them out and rewrote them. which is sad, because there was this one line that people still meme to this day, where I would say, have that...
New objectives assigned. Capture those and secure the sector.
Seriously, it's so funny that you have this army run, which is like, you could have that if everyone spawned, you know, on one point again, and just have the sound effect like what I'm saying is, if the next title is as say, it's gonna be, you know, North American faction / Mandate of Nations versus Russian Empire and 1,000 Petals, I hope they add those shouts again, but like, just fucking, why are they here? I mean, yeah, they're you know, atmosphere and stuff, but like, who are we fighting? Who are we fighting for? All I know is I need to kill. Like, you know what? Here's the thing. As much as I'm generally interested, I generally say more games should have, you know, European factions, I do think they should still make it so that, you know, in terms of military gear, like I would wish the next title have,
You have new objectives. Capture the next sector.
has actually two distinct ones. Either they should make it so that the mandate has, you know, a land army and expeditionary troops, or they should say that, you know, maybe Ananamakwaland just uses the other equipment. Because here's the thing, like, I hate the idea of... also, you know, this is kind of thanks to you, but like, it's always just something that bugged me and I kind of hate it, but like, oh, you have, you know, a modern military setting, okay? You have a game. I mean, you know, you could make stuff interesting, but like, you know what the irony is? What they didn't copy, what they should have probably
beginning our
copied.
offensive to break enemy lines.
But I doubt they really thought about that. See, in 2042, when you start a mission, there is a small explanation of who fights who and why. It's, you know, it got a bit weird lately because they were like, you know, technically this is, you know, the it's like, oh hey, it's technically the 1,000 Petals Coalition invading Chile, or, you know, it's technically the Mandate of Nations, but since they only had, you know, and they never got the money to do other factions, it's like, yeah, so we help them now. So it's US and Russia is like, yeah, we're helping them. Like, that's kind of stupid, but you go there. Yeah, I kind of wish they would do
Allied troops attacking Alpha 1.
Do differentiate a bit, because like, here's the thing. Well, what someone put as a complete on setting with fictional countries and happen to use contemporary military tech. There's also some funky savage ministers and superwords and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, I've been saying this for years. Like, I mean, yeah, you could say, you know, in Battlefield it is technically now, you know, an alternate timeline and stuff. Like, I need to keep everyone in mind. The Russia that is in, you know, Battlefield 2042 is, like, by far not our Russia.
We are attacking Alpha 1.
They get more shit, like, you need to keep in mind, what the funniest twist is that, and this is why I think they definitely want to go away from, you know, America and Russia and Windows, and, you know, they want to switch over to the, you know, Proto 2142 setting, is because, you know, well, Ukraine happened. And the funniest part is that they had something going on there, because, like, the idea that, you know, that this was a world where Russia basically always cleaned up.
Soldier, You have
after the
neutralized
American,
objective.
the
Good
USA,
work.
and the USA fucked up the world constantly to the point, and sometimes just even blamed Russia, even though they weren't to blame and they knew that. Like,
Take your new objective.
keep in
Push
mind,
them out
the
once
things that
more.
happen in Battlefield 3 are canon. Like, Paris got nuked.
Just secure Sector Alpha. We have secured all objectives within the sector. Eliminate any remaining enemy forces.
It got nuked by basically a rogue CIA agent, and America blamed Russia for it. And even because they found Russian operatives near the site, who tried to fucking stop that thing. And it's also why war happens between them, and then there's this whole thing with China invading both the US, trying to attack the USA and Russia at once, and it's just you know what? I actually kind of want to do playthrough of the Battlefield 3, 4, and Hardline campaign at one point, because I never played. The 4 one is kind of bad, but it has interesting parts. But yeah, that shit is canon. The idea that in that timeline Russia just hates America for what they did, and also America is like America in the Battlefield timeline and the mainline one is just the fucking sauciest asshole of all time. Sure, did they kind of stop the whole Chinese war thing? Yeah. But diese Scheiße ist Kanone.
We are attacking Bravo 1.
Smoke screen support ready.
We have just commenced our assault. Our forces are moving to attack Bravo 1.
But yeah, the thing is that they just are really pissed off. And I mean, during during the lead up to 2042,
New objective defined.
what also
Capture those
happened
and
is
secure the
that
sector.
basically there was a whole blackout that happened because satellites, Kessel effect happened. Yeah, maybe don't, because you wouldn't make it good. And you know who was responsible for that? The USA. They definitely know writing the Russians more as they definitely are just shit, and I mean, yeah, after Ukraine, it's kind of understandable they want to go away from the storyline where Russia was just pissed off at America all the time, which, I mean, honestly, under any other circumstance, this would have been kind of an interesting idea. Just be like, yeah, no, they're just like, holy shit, we have to clean up behind you idiots all the time, and you always drag us into a fucking war. That's a funny premise, actually. I mean, it is just kind of funny. But yeah, then Ukraine happened, and oops. So yeah, next one probably Mandate of Nations. And the thing is, I really hope they don't just do Mandate as oh, we just throw a bit of every military gadgetry in here. No, here's the thing. I would love for them to have distinct, one faction with distinct, German/Nordic vehicles. and one with
We must
French.
push through their lines with full
Like,
force now.
furthermore, sure, you can definitely throw in like the weaponry from all over Europe, but like, I'm sorry, when it comes to military gear and like maybe starting weapons, one German, one French.
Allied troops attacking Bravo 1.
Yeah, that's understandable, honestly. But yeah,
Smoke deployment in progress.
like that's the
Proceed with
thing, you
caution.
know? I wish there would be like a faction that's just like, hey, it's French tanks, French jeeps, you know, French armored vehicles, French jets. Just all the French stuff, and the other one could be, you know, oh hey, it's, you know, the new Panthers and stuff. And like, you could do that.
Take your new objective. Push them out once more.
I mean, we are mutilating our language all the time anyway, so...
Artillery ready for barrage.
Enemy has been pushed off Bravo 1. Proceed with caution. We have conquered Bravo 1. They are attacking one of our objectives.
Oh damn. Top of the leaderboards again. What is happening? Oh, Joe Biden is killing us, damn it. Joe, you're still president.
Bravo
Go
1,
back to
under
work,
attack
old
by the
man.
enemy.
You can dominate Delta Force Hawk Ops when you're, you know, after that finished. Help Harris win first. Oh yeah, you know what? You all saw Waltz is officially vice president nominee. Like, it's surprising the
Take it, heavy
Democrats
luck.
keep making good decisions.
Advance and complete the mission. Enemy focusing on Bravo 1. We must break through enemy lines. This is do or die. Bravo 1, under attack by the enemy. Take your new objective. Push them out once more. Artillery cover coming. Get ready to engage.
Artillery ready for barrage.
You know what? Yeah. Hillary being like, oh hey, are they finally picking me? And then, you know, and then everyone's like, actually we're picking Harris. And she's just like, oh no. Like, I mean, here's the thing.
Bravo
Like,
1,
I mean,
under
they
attack by
already
the
won the
enemy.
Vibes election with Waltz. Like, I think Waltz is such a fascinating thing because, like, you know, Harris came out and people were like, you know, Harris is, you know, but then, you know, everyone pointed towards how she, you know, actually did a lot of good things. And, you know, generally did. Oh, Nixon could be an egg, yeah. I mean, sorry, you have so much repressed shit in, you know, in the Conservative Party. It would not even be shocking if it turns out that Nixon was an egg.
We
like,
have failed to
sorry.
secure our objective.
That's not even
Mission is
shocking. It's
aborted.
just like,
Evacuate all our remaining troops.
I mean, oh, someone has unlocked the hot girl. Fuck you, give me the hot girl. I want to be the hot girl. This is lesbophobic. Ah! What? Too much cringe? Sorry that I produced so much. But that is what you keep remembering for the last week. I mean, when I'm away, you always think like, oh,
I don't want that.
Okay, like me then, more personally. Everyone wants to be a woman sometimes. No, Mr. President. Oh. I'm not even fucking surprised that happened. Imagine she could have just taken E instead of bombing Vietnam. It would be so much better. Yeah. But with the worst cope, like, I think we can definitely agree on that was the worst cope in human history. It delivered us Reagan. That was a mistake. Why is everything on one level? Okay. The fuck? I mean, I guess, but also like, the fuck? It is kind of interesting, like, it's just also, what the fuck are you able to build here? Like, it is low-key lightly cursed. Can we agree on that? That it's low-key kind of cursed? So, I do know. Oh, I have it. Yes. The German gun that everyone thinks is actually American. Yeah, you can actually do all the individual hand guards, obviously. Obviously, if there is a Piccanetti rail, you can just do that, I guess. I understand what these stats do. Yeah, totally. Don't you also like control? And at least accuracy makes sense. can at least drum mag the whole thing. Ah yes, the Delta Force skin. Yeah, probably. But yeah, that was Delta Force Hawk Ops. Thank you for tuning in and feeding the algorithm with, engagement. Kinda need that. I'm back on Sunday. Maybe I stream on Sunday. Maybe not. Who knows? It probably not, because like I'm coming back from a week, and like the thing is, I will open that door, I will put down my bag, and Agonia will just hug me. I won't be able to do anything that evening, okay? I know. Maybe some Space Station 13 on Monday or something like that. I will find something the day after, but yeah. Yeah, at least you have gnocchi tomorrow. Yeah, I know. Happy. I will move southwards. Probably wearing the equivalent. I just realized that one part of my, I just realized something about my style recently. You see? I kind of like how white shirts are, shirts slash stuff with flower on them. Move southwards drops off the bottom of the screen. It's like, I just realized my preferred clothing style flops between, 2000s Avril Lavigne skater girl and lesbian Kiryu in Okinawa. I have no clue what that says about me. Is it cursed? Like, I look online, and there are so many, who like, wear dresses, wonderfully feminine, like, nope. Nope. Not me. Just don't like that. Oh, there are what? The fuck? There was event stuff? Inflow patterns are great. It's just that. That's just that. Oh, in 7 minutes there's day 2. Oh, ooh, you can have. You know what? Pink gun skins are important. Like, pink Chinese assault rifle? I'm down for that. Yeah, they're great. Wait, what? No, the fuck is it throwing me into? Just don't. Ah, fucking hell. This was Delta Force Hawk Ops. It copies basically every big FPS game on the last 5 years. Or more. Is it good? I guess? Like, I mean, I guess it's good, because, like, it doesn't really do a lot of things, badly. But, like, it does some quite well. It's just, as I said, the moment Battlefield comes out with something similar, they're kind of toast.
Eliminate enemies to get items. Being eliminated results in losing all carried items.
Like, that's the thing. The moment they bring that out, how the fuck did you nerf her so much? Did you look so fucking good? That is... Oh. Wow. Anyway, this was Delta Force Hawk Ops. It's not that bad. I might play this alpha again, but like, I doubt it's gonna, you know, go a long way, because again, Battlefield is still going well, and Battlefield has outlived a lot of killers. This one is probably the closest, but it feels off. And again, they copy everything. Every single thing you saw in this game has been lifted from another game, from Black Ops 4 to Modern Warfare 19 to Battlefield to Valorant. It has been done already. And then you have, you know, the campaign, which is literally just a remake, which is like, okay, I guess. And like, again, it's good, I guess, because it, yeah, it's not something that does a lot wrong, but it feels off. It feels sterile. It feels very corporate, what I would say. I don't really see the passion. That's actually what I would say the most. I don't see the passion. Yeah, and it's like, that's the sad part. But you know, I think Tencent has some really good devs at, you know, in making games, especially, you know, this studio group. This studio group also made, you know, the Pokemon MOBA, and that one was good. It was fun, but like, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, this is a good, you know, MOBA, fun to play, but the charm came from the fact they just could borrow everything Pokemon, not, you know, stuff they did. And this game is basically borrowing everything from every other game. It looks good, it has design, but like, I don't feel it. You know, there's this final piece of passion that is missing. Like, I would say, to a degree, Battlefield 2042 was also dead at launch. I would say Battlefield 5 probably also, because, you know, oh, less so, because, you know, one was rushed and the other one was like, oh, we need to rework the whole game, and because we just want to rework the game in like 12 months. Like, that was a decision, dice. That was a fucking decision, dice. The thing is, 2042 became a game to care about, where you actually felt the devs wanted to do something of their own, and like, right now, this game didn't have a design document, it had a checklist. Exactly. Like, I mean, it was fun having stuff like, you know, saying, oh hey, how could a class rework look like in 2042, and I just 99.9% nailed it, besides some things where I thought like, oh, they would go farther, but you know, that happened. It's just, you had a game where you felt they were putting into something into it, and I feel like they might actually do a sequel to that, because again, there is soul, there's interest, and this game doesn't have that right now. It is just a good game. And I hate to say that. I fucking hate to say that. You know, I've played a bunch of, you know, these kind of games over the year. Because I think, you know, yeah, I like Battlefield. I will look into the competition. Like in Call of Duty, you could say the whole ground war mode was something you could maybe feel in, at best in Modern Warfare 19, but afterwards it was just something they had to do. It was mandatory. And like, yeah, while, you know, Treyarch did a lot of stuff that definitely felt more like they wanted to do it. Meanwhile, you had, you know, and, you know, you had other titles, like, you know, World War III, a game that had problems, but I saw what they were going for with that. That was definitely a game, you know, the Farm 51, small Polish studio, they went for something. Yeah, BattleBits, the other thing everyone said would kill this game, would kill Battlefield. I saw what they wanted to do. They had something. This game is a checklist. It's a good checklist. It's just, I wish it was more than a checklist. Because I think you should have a checklist of good things in the game. I wish DICE had a checklist and didn't reinvent the wheel every time. Maybe they're doing it this time? Who knows? But like, more than a checklist. I want a bit more. Alas, it's a checklist. Again, a good checklist, a fun checklist. I wasn't bored, but it's a checklist. This was Delta Force Hawk Ops. Maybe you will see me again when they have a beta test or something. Otherwise, I'm off for the week. No Monster Hunter on Wednesday, no Wiki Free on Friday, and most likely no Survival Horror Sunday on Sunday. I will be back next week. Have a good week, and until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and good night. Bye.